Hello there folks, my name is GreatMoneyPo, and welcome back towards the second episode of my Cinders Division 2.09 walkthrough. So let's get right into it. Mentioned a couple things at the start that I kind of forgot about in yesterday's episode, so take a bit to get into Firelink, but they'll be over pretty quickly. So, first big thing I forgot to mention is my drops from Gundyr. First of all is Soul. Boss Souls aren't worth as much in Cinders, and that's because of the next thing we got, that is the Tome. This allows you to revive a boss. You get one of these per boss, and they're infinite uses. So, whenever you want to revive a boss, you can just use one of these, get some souls. So, pretty cool. Also, I never mentioned who actually made the moveset of the Uchi-Katana. That was Cat, so big shout out to Cat. They do a lot of the moveset work that's been done recently, so very cool person. Make sure to talk about lots in the comments, make me feel all embarrassed. So, let's get into Firelink, where we're going to see our very first new NPC here. And probably one of the more interesting ones. This is Alchemist Gigi. Not quite sure how to pronounce that, I hope I pronounced it right. But he sells all sorts of weird stuff. So, as odds and ends, these two herbs here, they just change your FOV, make it so it's a bit more zoomed out, pretty interesting. This, good for red Tetsu ring setups, so push down to really low health. This, it removes all cosmetic effects. So, a lot of everything you see from him is going to be all cosmetic effects. So, you got these two, for taking on the appearance of a skeleton, these two for taking on the appearance of a merkman, these two for taking on the appearance of a bloodborne hunter, so you want to be a bloodborne hunter, you can do that. These ones are for the Capra demon, and these ones for a Titanite demon. These ones are pretty cursed, and then also you can take on the appearance of a humanity sprite, like the ones you get in the Ring City using the Young White Branches or Charmeleon. Then also you have all of this, so literally all the armor in the game, just visual appearance though, so you can, if you want, have fashion while still having effects from armor that you're wearing. So if you want to use some of this, you can. I'm not going to because I kind of want to show off the armors as they look without needing to use the emblems and insignias, so very interesting. Next we have writs. So you have two kinds of these. Ones that apply to your head, ones that apply to your body. So you have ones here that give you different coloured eyes. This one gives you a massive humanity on the head, like the dudes in the Ring City. Can't quite remember their names. Herald Knights, I think they are. And then you got all these that apply all different things. So you got stuff like maggots and I think that's prism stones to your body, literal shit to your body, poison aura, immolation aura. All sorts of them. This one makes you invisible. I think there was also meant to be one for rainbow effect, but I'm pretty sure Cat hasn't done that yet, so waiting on that one. Also rainbow eyes. Saw the VFX where that was added, but don't see it here, so get on that, Cat, please. And then oils. So these are for buffing your weapons visually. Don't actually do anything, they just make your weapons look cool. So these here will just cleanse it, but then you got stuff like make a magical appearance, fiery appearance, lightning appearance, dark appearance, all sorts of fun stuff, including stuff here like bolt oil, blue lightning, sunlight oil, give me sort of that small sunlight spear coloured lightning, enchanted oil, so darkmoon enchantment, scorching oil. I'm fairly sure that's can't quite remember what Scorching Oil is. I'm pretty sure it's Lorien flame buff to use. Lorien's greatsword, I'm pretty sure it's that buff. Rotten Oil, maggots, gust oil, wind. Psychedelic oil, that's very interesting, it's rainbow buff, so very fun making that. And then broom oil, that's orange black flame, so very cool looking. So he's got all sorts of cool stuff, and also you can talk to him, but you're not going to get any dialogue. You're just going to get that. That is a limit of modding, so can't currently add new voice lines to NPCs. You can only replace them. So if we wanted to add voice lines to all the NPCs here, we'd need to remove vanilla NPCs, so not much of an option right now. Now we're going to head up here. There's a couple items up here that I can pick up. Also a crystal lizard. Yeah. For whatever reason they bleed instantly, so very easy to take out. And you don't get a direct drop, you're picking it from their corpse, so be careful with them going over cliffs, because you're going to lose it. You get a lizard hide, and you get some reinforcement material. So, lizard hide, you just use it to get souls. 10k souls, it's pretty nice. And chest. And in here is the red eye ring. So, red eye ring, shove that on for a second, gives you red eyes. It also just makes it so that enemies are more likely to come after you. So, not gonna leave that one on. Don't really want to make it too hard for myself. And then we're gonna drop down here for our next NPC. This is Ellie, I'm fairly sure. Yep, Ellie. She is what you're going to be talking to if you are the summoner class. So, she has this. Jokes the rituals. Costs a lot. If you're a summoner, you start with this. It allows you to summon summon a companion to where you are. It's one per area. So if you were summoning in this area, you would get a Cathedral Grave Warden. Summoning in High Wall, you get a Hollow, etc, etc. So it's very powerful. You can have something play the game for you pretty much. You have her Covenant, so we're just gonna form a Covenant. Get the Ritual Aspect. This boosts damage of your companions, and you get Ritual Incense. Ritual Incense is the Covenant drop, so you use that to imbue accessories. So from her you can get certain accessories that boost your companions, and you need Ritual Incense to upgrade that. Or another option is you can strengthen the bond. Strengthening the bond for Covenant makes it stronger, so you get increased effects from the Covenant itself. So, pretty cool. So, just have a look at our inventory. So you can see all sorts of companion stuff. All these here will do something to increase your companions. They're all rings, so you can only have 4 of them on at a time. So, very cool, very powerful. Next we're going to head down this way for another new NPC. Told you there's going to be a lot of talking in Firelink. And this is Lillian, I believe. Oh, talk prompt acting a bit weird. Come on. There we go. So Lillian is early game magic. She has stuff from various schools that you can buy. And the issue with them though is they're at a marked up price. So if you're buying these spells from the actual trainers, they'll be much cheaper. So do we want to do that, but if you want some early spells before you get the actual trainers in, this is where you go to. Again, dialogue, no voice. So. And now we get down to here with another 2 NPCs. First one, this one, Magnus. You talk to him, he's going to go Latin at you. You want to know what Magnum Ursus means? It is Great Bear. It's literally the mod dev putting himself into the game. So, he's very fun. Tells you the bear set, which, pretty cool effect. Pretty much gives you the fat ring effects, so, very nice. He also has affixes, so, haven't gone over primordial fragments yet. You get these by killing bosses, but you don't get them on the first kill of a boss. So, that respawning I mentioned at the start of the episode, you need to use that. And you can get primordial fragments. You have a set chance per each boss to get them, but there are other ways to increase them. One is by not getting hit, and another one is with a curse, which will be that guy over there. We'll talk to him in a bit. So, don't have any of them, so can't do them. But that's how you get ring upgrades. You can go all the way up to +5, so very cool. And then he's also got relics. So, Relic of Legends. Kill Soul Cinder, but refrain from dying. Obviously failed that. And then the Relic of Myths, to do it without getting hit, sorry. And also failed that. If you do these in Mythic mode, you get upgraded versions of them. So much more powerful versions for doing it in a harder version. So there's Magnus. Over here is Grudor, pretty sure. He is the curse guy. So all of these are all here to make the game harder. So Curse of Pride. What's this one? This one is enemies deal more damage, but you get more souls. So these will all make it harder, but also give you more souls, so it kind of balances out a bit. So I'm just going to disable that. Fortitude. Enemies are tougher, a bit harder to kill. So you notice that some of these there are different levels of them. So if you really want to turn it up, you can see that this makes enemies really, really tough. So be careful with that. Next we have Vitality. Gives them regen. So Curse of Vitality 10 is very, very tough, and not something I recommend. Wrath. The enemies recover more stamina, so not really all that significant. Most enemies don't use stamina, so you're not really going to see the impact of this all that much. Though stuff like Dragon Slayer armor will be blocking a lot more from what I've noticed. So one of the easier ones, but can be a bit troublesome. Curse of Attraction. This is probably the best one, and this one I find pretty fun. You have more enemies throughout the world, so want a bit more enemy density? Here you go. Next we have Obscurity. Yeah, you can see what that does. Let's get it back out of his menu, and you can kind of see what that is. Yeah, you're pretty much blind, so it's one of the tougher ones. And also at the bottom, he has just one here just to disable any active curses, so another thing to know. Simplicity, you don't get passive FP regen, so you find that a bit too strong. There you go. Gluttony, you takes more stamina to swing your weapon and to dodge and all that, so be careful with that if you're a melee build. Caster build's a bit more easier with that one. Don't really have to worry about melee all that much anyway. Frailty, enemies can't be staggered pretty much, so pretty simple. Enfeeblement, yeah, that one's pretty brutal. All your stats are pretty much reduced by 50%, so pretty tough. Impermeance, I think it is. Yeah, just you can see my weapon. You're paying attention to it. You can see the durability is ticking down, so pretty tough one. Valor. So this makes bosses harder. So this is only affecting bosses, but you get an additional chance for Primordial Fragment. So if you're farming those, then turn this on. Make sure you turn it off after you're done farming though, because otherwise you'll have really tough bosses and be wondering why. And that's it. Make sure that I've disabled them all. So that's Grudor, very interesting guy. Now we're going to hit up the Hawkwood, because he's got a covenant I want. You can straight up learn Path of the Dragon from him, so there is skips in this game, well in this mod, sorry. And one of them can get you straight to Earthall Dungeon, so you can get to Archdragon pretty damn quickly. So there's Covenant, which I really like. There's Dragon Remnants. This Covenant gives you stamina, so pretty useful early on if you're deprived, if you don't have a class, or don't have a Covenant, sorry. Most classes start with one, and some of them don't, so.
Ah, another one roused from the sleep of death. Well, you're not alone. We unkindled are worthless. Can't even die right. Gives me conniptions. And they'd have us seek the lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. But we're talking true legends with the metal to link the fire. We're not fit to lick their boots. Don't you think?
So Hawkwood is still depressed. Some things don't change.
What a sick joke. asking at all.
And if you want to know what his inventory is, it's Dragon Remnants. So you got Spellbound Draconic items. I think I have a video on these, so these are pretty cool. The Dragon Headstone and Dragon Torso Stone, these give you the appearance of a dragon. Dragon Bone Smasher, Demon Souls, pretty strong weapon. Tailblown Club, Drake Fist, Awkward Shield, Dragonkin Shield. The Black Dragon set, so if you're a fan of the Dragon form in DS2, there you go. And the Farron Ring for some FP reduction on your weapon arts, so pretty interesting stuff. Oh, we missed this guy. This guy won't have anything for us quite yet. He is a Jester, and he has memories. So, memories, they last about 15 minutes, so I'm probably not going to do anything with them. And they pretty much just waves of enemies that you fight, and you get lots of souls, so good for that, but not something I'll probably be doing. And the Firekeeper, she doesn't really have much use in Cinders because of some of the changes to the bonfire, so we're just going to take a look at them now before we talk to her. So you can see there's a lot more options here. So you can level up, you can infuse weapons, repair equipment, and you can forge items and sell items. So see, I can forge some gems right from the start. They also don't need coals, they go to someone else, so I didn't go over the coals, so yeah, so you can forge items and you can sell items, so lots of souls. And I didn't mention the coals because I kind of forgot about them. Something I don't really tend to pay much attention to is Grudor. He sells spellbound items and you give him the coals and you'll start selling more, rather than giving them to Andre. So, but if you saw, we can level up at the bonfire. So the Firekeeper,
I tend to the flame, and tend to thee. The lords have left their thrones, and must be delivered to them. To this end I am at thy side.
yeah, so level up from her, that's all she's got, but you can do that at the bonfire, so she's pretty useless. In Gauntlet mode, she is your pretty much everything though, so a bit more important there, and every other mode though, not all that useful.
Ashen One, to be unkindled is to be a vessel for souls. Sovereignless souls will become thy strength. I will show thee how. Ashen One, bring me souls plucked from their vessels.
Yep, so Firekeeper's still the same.
A pleasure to make thine acquaintance, Ashen One. I am but a humble handmaid of the shrine. Weapons, armor, trinkets, and spells. I've lots of little things to ease the burden of a weary traveler. And yes, I'm undead too, but not so charitable as to give my goods away. Ashen One, fetch souls and bring them to me. As is thy wont? No?
So, Handmaid still has some basic stuff. So, throwing frying pans, yes, that's a thing. Yes, you can throw frying pans. There's also a frying pan weapon we'll be getting shortly, so pretty cool. Some basic catalysts for the different schools, and some armor if you need it, but there's better armor that we're getting shortly anyway, so not all that worth it. Get shrugged from her.
Ah. Ashen One, if my wares are not to thy satisfaction, bring me umbral ash. With ash, I'll fashion new wares. Is it not our sorry fate to sup on death?
So, fun fact, ashes are entirely removed, so you can't give them to her. But you do unlock new stuff for bonfire forging and at her, just by lighting bonfires in the world and by killing bosses. so much better than just picking up a random item and unlocking stuff. You get it by actually playing the mod, so it's pretty cool. Now we've got another NPC that's got some use but lost a lot of it because of the bonfire changes, and that's Andre.
Well, a newcomer, I see. I am Andre. I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons. You're in search of the Lords of Cinder, I trust. A toilsome journey, I wager. You require good arms. Let me smith you weapons. I am a smith. Such is my purpose.
So, with Andre we can go over the weapon infusions, shield infusions, and catalyst infusions. So, see, when you infuse a weapon in Cinders, you get some pretty nice bonuses. Some pretty good ones there. Also, shield infusions, if you're using a shield, which I won't be. So, you get some pretty good effects out of them. Also, catalyst infusions, which some pretty powerful ones there. So, you can infuse your catalyst in this mod. So, pretty cool. I think this is only use is to reinforce Estus Flask. Obviously there's no Ashen Estus, kind of got to mention that, so no allotting Estus, but that also means that you have less Estus to get overall. I think in Vanilla you can cap out at 15, in Cinders you can cap out at 10, so. He also sells a butt ton of weapons to get you started. And I think as you progress, I think he unlocks more as well, like the bonfire and the handmaid, unlocking stuff by killing bosses and lighting bonfires, so. Basic stuff here. Not gonna pick up any of this though.
Weapons and protection are sturdy enough by and large, but when overused, they'll eventually break. When their durability is low, repair becomes a necessity. Use a powder, or simply rest at a bonfire. But should chance impel them break, bring them me. I'll hammer them back into shape. They take no pleasure in breaking, I assure ye. So handle them with care, if you would. There are two ways to smith weapons. Simple reinforcement is one, and infusion the other. Reinforcement is straightforward. It strengthens a weapon without altering its property. Infusion is a more advanced form of smithing that infuses an element. Reinforcement requires titanite, and infusion requires gems. Bring the stones, and I'll do the smithing. It's my purpose, after all. In battle, your weapons are your only friends. Forge them well, and they won't let you down. Oh, by the way, if you find any Estus shards, bring them here. They can be used to reinforce either of your Estus flasks. Without those flasks, you'd want for life or focus. And they'll always stay with you. Why not treat them well? Huh?
So obviously I'm playing Wanderer mode, so I don't have reinforcement. Reinforcement in Cinders, it doesn't actually touch the scaling of a weapon. It only touches the weapon's base damage, so not as needed as it was in Vanilla, so that's why you can play without it and be perfectly fine.
Weapons, but
Yeah, it's repeating dialogue.
Prithee, be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered.
I should have installed the Fast Andre mod. Definitely a pretty cool mod. So, down here we have another new NPC. He's not really an NPC. It's Remy. He's a rat. So, Remy's a rat. He has a covenant as well. So we'll grab that. Servant of the Rat. So, play DS2. So this just increases all your defenses and resistances. So, pretty useful. You get rat tails. So. And he sells a bunch of different things that are all really useful. All this stuff here is new. We'll go over that when we pick it up in the world, because we will be getting some of these when we're just exploring. But he also sells some new weapons that got added in the most recent update, that being the Black Scorpion Stinger, Red Rust Sword, and the Sanctum Mace. It's also a good opportunity to mention that I have also done some description work, so since Corruption I wrote that. So, and I think also, yeah, I wrote Scorpion Sting as well. So, thanks Cat for forcing me to do that. I totally need to see my family. Can you let me out of the basement? Thank you. He also has the Undead Match, so you want to do some PvP you can, but not really a PvP mod, so not really recommended. And over here we have another NPC, well, not really an NPC. This is Alohuso, and he is your damage test dummy. He has 100,000 HP, so you can kill him, but at 10k HP he'll get rather angry with you beating him up, and he'll start fighting back. So, you can kill him, he will come back if you respawn, if you rest at a bonfire. And he drops an undead bone shard, so you might want to kill him, but he's pretty tough, and he will hit you pretty hard, so be a bit careful with that. And that's one thing I didn't mention, so I'm just going to go up here. And sorry Gridor, you're going to be a sacrifice. Cinder's NPCs just vanish when you kill them. Vanilla NPCs will still die permanently, so be careful with them. But Cinder's NPCs will just vanish, and I'm pretty sure if I rest, he should come back. Okay, yeah, you have to travel away and travel back, so just quickly do that. Just reload in the area, and they will come back. Turn around. There he is, perfectly fine. So, don't be too worried about killing your Cinders NPCs, because they will come back. Just, vanilla NPCs don't, so be careful. Now we're going to go grab some more items. We've still got one NPC to talk to, but he's hiding up there. See him up there, so have to go around to get him. And here we get another new item. Dashmaster's String. So, pretty simple item. Stick it on, you sprint endlessly and automatically. One thing to note though, is your stamina won't regen. You need to stop, and then it will regen. So, pretty good in combination with the palm, just for some running around getting stuff done. So, here we get some vine bombs. So, played DS2 in the DLCs, you know what these are. These just give you 10 dexterity for 300 seconds, so pretty nice. And here we have another new weapon, the frying pan. Yeah, I told you it was a weapon. So, anyone watch Pokemon, you're gonna get the reference there. So, it's a pretty fun weapon. Literally just a pan. So, you want to do a chef build, you can do a chef build I guess. Don't know why you'd want to. One thing I didn't actually mention, I just came straight up here, is that the door down there is just gone. So, no 20k tower key. Come up here whenever you want. So. And it's a standard item, this is just a Firekeeper Soul, so you want to kill your Hollowing, there you go. And then we're just going to drop down here. And that gets us some Seek Rail. So another healing item, you get a lot of that. I tend to just sell it because it's worth a bit, so. One thing you notice is there's not the Firekeeper set on this side, that is moved, but there is an item down there, and we're coming back for that. Got some other stuff we need to grab first, so. drop down here. Gets us the Priestess ring. So, first is the stat boosting rings. This gives you 6 faith. So, all stat boosting rings, instead of giving you +5, they give you +6, and they can be increased to +5. And I think they go up to, I think this will increase your faith by 16 when it's +5. I'm not too sure though. So, Wiki should have all the answers. So normally the crystals will be back here. If you have Curse of Attraction on or are playing Mythic mode, there'll be a Black Knight back here, so watch out for him. Pretty tough. Here we get another moveset overhauled weapon, Crescent Axe. Although the model has changed slightly, it was made longer. So definitely more the halberd, and it's probably the weapon I'm going to switch to because I really love this moveset. Also really good running attack. Yeah. No items over here. Used to be in earlier versions, but there's not. There's a big change to item placements in 2.03, so... So, crows are still here. The trades, however, are completely different. You have one set item you can trade, and you get different sets of items by trading that. You can switch out the sets by just reloading the area. So, don't have anything to trade at the moment, but we will get some things. So, over here, get the focusing ring. This is not all that useful. You get more FP while standing still, so just stop, take a break, get some FP. And then over here we have the armor set I was talking about earlier, the Burial Knight set. So it's really good armor, really good early on gear. Increases your bleed resist. It's also really good armor. It also looks pretty snazzy, so. And here another new NPC. This is, well, played DS1, you know who this is. This is Domhnall. So, and if you played DS2, you know what this is, Company of Champions. So, another hard mode option. This boosts enemy strength and toughness by 50%, but you get more HP, FP, and stamina. And of course you can upgrade that, so the enemy boosts, that won't change, but you will get more HP, FP, and stamina. So, and he has some pretty cool stuff. So these are exotic souls. They don't give you, they give you a small amount of souls if you sell them, so not worth it, but they do give you really good effects. So immunity to status, this one gives you 99 every stat pretty much. So pretty powerful. You can also get these from enemies, like very rarely. So some other stuff here. Estus shards, undead bone shards, if you want to get them early. Divine hidden blessings, gold pine, and then some more emblems and insignias. These are alternates of how they would normally look. So gold knight, gold winged knight, the red worker, the blue deacon robes. The icon is the same because of icon limits, but trust me, it looks different. The blue and gold cathedral knights, so all very cool. You can also buy slabs, primordial fragments, the master key, which was also a burial gift, crystal straight sword, crystalline shield, and then his armor set, which each piece gives you something unique, including this one which nulls full damage, which is pretty useful. So, and we should talk
Blessing of the moon upon your journey. Blessing of the moon upon your journey. Blessing of the moon.
Yeah, he's a bit bugged. That one hasn't been fixed yet. And so I'm going to be taking on an enemy shortly so I can level up and get the stats to actually use this weapon properly. I'll put more points a bit. There we go. That should be good. Now we're going to go up and get that item that we saw. But that's also going to mean we're going to drop her on top of the enemy's head, who's going to probably kill me a few times. It's pretty tough. So here we get the Ring of Betrothal. So you can marry NPCs in Cinders. You can even marry Remy if you really want to. And yeah. So you can give this to an NPC, you can also divorce them, take it back, and you can flirt with them and get a random chance for a item. It depends on the NPC. So also a unique interaction with the Firekeeper, you can seduce her, and probably not going to do that myself, but you can do that, it's pretty fun, you should do it. So, yeah. Tough enemy. And he's probably going to kill me. I really suck at fighting these particular ones. But I got lucky and got a backstab. Hey, I didn't die to him for once. And it gets you the Black Knight Greatsword. It's actually one of 2 locations for getting that, so pretty nice to have early on, but you won't get stats to wield it, so. Yeah, it's a very fun weapon, one I definitely enjoy, so. And I actually totally forgot about the guy on the throne, Lith.
All that unkindled, and a seeker of lords. I am Ludleth of Corland. Look not in bewilderment as I say. I linked the fire long ago, becoming the Lord of Cinder. If substantiation be thy want, set thine eyes upon my charmed cause. This sad cadaver, no need to be coy. Have a closer look.
So yeah, you can see the proposed marriage option. He'll give you some of those exotic souls if you manage to flirt with him successfully. So, very interesting. And you also notice that we have masteries. So, whenever you reach 99 in a stat, you can activate one of these. So, Mastery of Attunement, get more FP regen. So, Endurance, you get immunity to all non-lethal fall damage. Vitality, you gain attack deflection, which is pretty nice to have. Strength, equip load. Dex, weapon stamina consumption reduction. Int, you no longer have FP regen paused by melee attacks, so pretty useful. Faith, doubles the effectiveness of HP restoration, so using lots of healing is pretty good. I don't think it boosts Estus healing, so good for miracles though. And then luck, you have a chance to deal double damage, so pretty nice. So again, you need 99 in a stat to get any of these, so bit of work to get them. And also you notice he has the option to transpose immediately, And you can see there is a lot to transpose because there are quite a few bosses. I don't have enough souls or anything right now because I use it all at level. But there are only 2 from Gundyr, so it's the Accursed Sigil. This is pretty strong. An unusual weapon with Curse. And Curse, as I mentioned in the first episode, there are 2 types of Curse. The insta-kill kind that most enemies will do to you. And also some environmental hazards like a couple Curse swamps. But the player Curse and NPC Curse is just a debuff. So you'll just weaken enemies, make them hit a bit less harder, and you'll do more damage to them. So it's pretty powerful. And then the other one, I'm pretty sure is up here, is Atonement. Not saying I've used all that much, so there is a rather strange spell. Don't really know how it's used, so.
Knowest thou of our purpose? 5 thrones will take 5 lords as kindling for the linking of the fire. The fast-fading flame must be licked to preserve this world. A reenactment of the first linking of the fire. So it is, I became a lord of Cinder. I may be but small, but I will die a colossus. Knowest thou?
Yeah, it repeats the same thing. So.
Now, do not be away over long.
So that's Ludlow. And I'm fairly sure that's everything in Firelink, so. Last thing here, you will notice that you have Undead Settlement unlocked immediately from the start. So if you want to skip Highwall, which is a little bit tougher than Undead Settlement in my opinion, you can do that, but we're going to head to Highwall. And now that we're in Hyrule, it's a good point to leave it off. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.